Hey, Planeswalkers, we got an awesome top deck for you today. Jeskai Hinata in Explorer Best of 3, and happy July 4th to those of you in the US celebrating independence. All right, so let's get moving here. Appreciate you tuning in. As always, questions or comments throughout today's episode, do let me know. I love to hear from you, Planeswalkers. As always, down below in the timestamps, you'll find the strategy objective of this deck list. We'll cover your boarding for Best of 3. We'll go into that competitive magic here in both Best of 1 and Best of 3 here for you today in Explorer. And last but not least, again, questions or comments, do let me know. You can swing by the Discord server and say hi. Appreciate that support. As always, great way to stay tuned down below. But let's get moving into today's deck list. This is a top 10 list right now from our friend Exotic Roller. Congratulations on crushing it here right out of the July gate in Explorer with Jeskai Hinata. So we've seen this deck now in standard bridge over to Explorer, which is great, giving us access to a lot more stuff, and in particular some very powerful top end deck lists. Cards like Torrential Gearhulk and Sublime Epiphany, all to just absolutely destroy our opponents. So strategy of this list is really about tying down your opponents between counter magic, additionally just direct damage and removing those things off the board, leveraging things like divide by zero, gain access to key pieces like environmental sciences, teachings of archaics, and then mascot exhibition there, shutting down the match, finding the right mana base, and then getting draw where you may need it. So those are all big pieces. Now, if you're not familiar with this list, particularly if you're not playing standard, the way this really works is Hinata here, spells cost 1 less to cast for each target, and then spells your opponent's cast cost 1 more to cast for each target. So with this, you can target your creatures and essentially make this 2 if you needed to. So it's very powerful. Or sorry, tap 2 target permanents. 4, you can divide the 4 damage, so that gives you 4 off, and then that casts us for 4. So that's the key piece here with Magma Opus. A lot reduced cost in terms of casting power, and making it an absolute blowout very fast. So that's how this guy works. Additionally, leveraging Hinata there to enable it really quickly. So that is the strategy objective of this particular list. At the top end, like we said, we get Sublime Epiphany and Torrential Gearhulk now. You can use this, copy a bunch of these things, and do a ton of stuff with this top end card. We got access to much better mana base if you need it. Makes a big difference here as well, and certainly a great deck list nonetheless, being top 10 right now. So the strategy objective of this list we covered, it's really a mid-range to late game list. Again, slowing things down early game and then pounding home with Magma Opus and closing things out. So in terms of boarding, we break this down 3 ways: aggro, mid-range, and late game. And right now, decks that you want to pay attention to in aggro, mono red aggro, you also have mono white aggro. Here you get some of the bridge decks like mono blue spirit, aggro to mid-range in particular, in that space. Additionally, Boros and other things here like Feather, that can certainly show up as something to pay attention to. Here, what you're going to really focus on is Flame Blessed Bolt to take them off the board. That's going to be key for you and crucial as you move forward. Then as we move in that mid-range, again, we talked about the mono blue spirits. Additionally, Selesnya Angels, Coco lists. We get Mardu Greasefang, again, aggro as well, kind of in that space. To pay attention to Rakdos mid-range, Jund, food, those kinds of things as well, and Rakdos Sacrifice. Here you're going to start thinking about playing Soul Guide Lantern to get access to the sideboard, or sorry, graveyard, like we talked about. Rekner Bankbuster as well if you need draw in that space, which can be helpful there as well. And then we start to think about some of the other counter magic potentially against what you're playing, particularly mono blue spirits and those things, and also shutting down some of the Coco lists as a good one there for you too. Now, mono green Stompy again is another good aggro to mid-range list for bridging there. And then now we'll move into late game. Late game, you're going to find things like Azorus Control. You might also find Sultai Ultimatum in this list. In particular, a lot of folks playing that. and a host of other things. So mirror match, is it? Those kinds of things as well. So here again, Mystical Dispute, Rekner, Bankbuster is a big one, and then other control magic here. You're going to strip out a lot of the direct damage when you move into those lists. So that is the strategy objective of your board here in terms of what you want to do for Jeskai Hinata, and then we covered your boarding for you in best of 3 against aggro, mid-range, and late game, my fellow Planeswalkers. All right, so let's go get this thing moving here and grooving for our Explorer lineups. Very excited about this. Going to see, we had a really nice run with it in Standard, so we'll see how it runs here today in Explorer. Really looking forward to it, like I said. And again, this is a top 10 list by Exotic Roller. So I expect a ton of aggro in particular because we're right out of the gate here, but obviously our friend here was able to navigate through all that, make it work. All right, we don't have any burn here, but I'm going to keep it because we're first. We do have a cycle, which is helpful if we need it, but we do get the other access to the 2. We'll grab a red. We may need double red here, in particular to get to Goldspan. Looks like mono red aggro. Now we could kick this just to get Goldspan out faster. We'll see what they play. If we don't go with the Jawari, then we will dump that. We're not going to do it on that. Now that's a big one for us here as well. Let's drop another red. Now we can sack this and get to 4 if we want. Take one of those off. Submit 0. Take that off the board. So we can do this and get our Goldspan off right away if we want to. We could play Divide by 0 as well, but let's get it on the board. Now again, we could have played a Hall of Storm Giants first. Ooh. All right. So Gearhulk will be able to play. And we can pull this back in. And it's got flash, so we can do it on the uptick. So here's how this will work. We'll pass this guy in. That. So any number of targets. Submit 2, tap this one and that one. And 3 damage there. Counter anything on 2. There we are. Boom! Great way to start out. So we saw Torrential, we saw Magma Opus, no Hinata, but again, if we would have had Hinata in there, it would have been much cheaper to cast that, but we didn't need it. Woo! All right. Starting off July 4th. Nice. All right. Posh Penguin it is. I will keep this. Again, no damage here, which is a bummer. But we did make it work against mono red. Let's see if we can do it twice. Play that first. We need a white. There we go. Coco is, we'll get that off there. Go with our red. Pop that back. Let's grab this one. We'll grab a blue. We'll let that sit first. There we are. Exactly what we needed. Alright, so we can kill and counter a spell here. If they go with Coco. We'll see. Even better. Counter target spell. Counter target activated or triggered ability. Return permanents. Let's see if we can do this. We can pull that back. What's that give me? One, two, three, four, five, six. So if we do that, that's not as good. Wait. Let's see. We'll let it hit. They're gonna get it off. Ooh, that's really nice. So here is how this will work now. We'll do this again on upkeep. Now, if I hit this twice, I can hit my own guy twice. If I hit him twice, go red, give me 3, play 6, I can counter spell. Return it, create a token, and target player is going to draw a card. We could do that. We're split an angel. We should just take off though. It's probably the better play, to be honest. There we go. Oh, very nice. So if that would have triggered a little bit differently, we could have maybe kept, obviously, our dragon, but that worked out just fine. A lot of complexity on the stack there. Nice. 2-0 with Hinata. Zerul. We can keep this. I want to do that because I got Hinata this time. Wait on that. Oh, wait, because I can get the Gear Hulk dead. Get that out of there. Take that out too. It's not enough yet. Put that back in. Let's grab that. Another Hinata. Let's grab another blue. Got in there. That one in there. Play this now. We will take it off and let's tap the 2 reds. Now, as long as... Ooh. Do they have enough? They could. There it is. No. See, that's the one problem with that. They'll get the Gear Hulk off, which is what they needed. But now, this entering taps problem. So if we do that, it's going to get 4 targets, which will make that essentially free. Let's take that thing off. Oh, actually, we do this. That enough? Tap 2. 1, 2, 2, 3. Well, they'll have enough on it actually anyway. Next to combat. Let's do this. Do we need to do it at combat? Still gonna cost 2. Cost 1 more to play. We still don't have enough. So let me grab 1. On the stack. Now we cast this. We go 1, 2, 3. 3, so it'll cost me 3. Tap 2, 1, 2. Oh shoot. Control Z, Z. So we gotta play this right. So 2, we have to put, or they're gonna get enough off that, which is too bad. Ugh. Even if we would have kicked the last one, not good enough. Shoot, we don't have 4, so we don't have a choice. Well, they won't be able to get it on at least. So we go like this. Oops. Let's try that again. 1, yes. 3. A 4. 2 targets. Each one. Oh no, not enough. We're done. No bueno. Brutal. Brutal, brutal, brutal. Just not enough mana there. It's too bad. Even if we would have blocked, didn't matter. See, we need to get him tapped out. Even if we would have kicked the other one, we wouldn't have had enough, which is too bad. Combo deck. Very, very close there. If we would have played it a little bit differently, maybe it would have been okay. Not bad though. All right. Now we are into our best of 3 with the Jeskai Hinata. So we did get to see the reduced mana cost there. So we got it to the 4. Gets real crazy if you get the gold span out there. All right, Belniev, 9ev. All right, we will keep this. It's not a great keep. We'll play it. Ooh. We will probably run into a problem against this deck. Kick this one now. Let's see if they pump. They didn't pump. Which was real good. Keep the 2 open here. Gold span would be a blowout here. We'll see if we can get this thing on. There we go. No counter there, huh? You're gonna push it back? That I will counter. For those two. There we are. I don't know, we'll try it. We'll push for it. There's this counter. I think that's game though. If they pop the faceless. Yeah. I got it. That was the problem. Overcommit to one good counter was gonna get us. We could have maybe tried to draw it out. But here's what we're gonna do now. We need to grab these, and these. And then let's pop Gear Hulk off and Sublime. And these are all good. Disdainful Stroke or greater, right? Yeah. That's not gonna help. Bolts, counters, more counters. That. Crew 3. Get 2 of these on for draw. There we go. So direct damage, counter. That's what we're gonna play against mono blue spirits. Believe. Dun dun dun. Oof. Oof. What we do with that? I'm gonna try it. It's not pretty. But if we can get Dispute in there. Not a pretty keep. Can. Pay the 2. It's a better play. See if they use something up. There we go. That's fine. There we go. So we'll do it on upkeep again. So here we go again. There we go. That is Jeskai Hinata at its fullest right there. Woo. Woo, woo, woo. There we go. We had enough to make it work. We will do this again. We need to land. We need to land. Not what we needed or when we needed it, but we'll take it. There we go. There it is, the slips all the way around. Not enough yet. Oh. Gonna go for it. brutal. That is going to be the problem. Huge, huge problem for us now. Because we're not on the right play here. Do that. That's okay. Down to 1. That hurts. That one really hurts now. Only one in hand. Do we go for it? I think we do. They had it. They had it. Now we're totally in checkmate. That is checkmate for us. Because they have so much card advantage, and we're not going to be able to do anything at this point. Oh, get greedy? They didn't get greedy. They didn't get greedy. Oh, good match though. It's a tough one for this deck once they build that momentum like we saw there in match 3, but very, very happy with the results of today. Either way, very, very good matches, and well played with the Hinata deck. Very, very nice to see this kind of cross over into Explorer and see it have a really nice run, and for us here today as well. So again, this was the top 10 Jeskai Hinata deck by Exotic Roller here for the July season, which is great to see in Explorer. Again, a couple of little bit of changes that we covered at the beginning, particularly at the top end, and again, some other kind of counter magic stuff going on in there too that you do get access to. That's very, very important, along with that sideboard with those lovely mystical disputes. So best of 1, we went 2-1. In best of 3, we went 1-2 and ultimately lost, but some really, really good stuff here today. So appreciate you tuning in. As always, Planeswalkers, thank you for that support. Questions, comments, feedback, do let me know because I'd love to hear from you. And then, as always, great ways to stay connected here on the channel for all things Magic the Gathering Arena. So till next time, Planeswalkers, you stay safe. Have a wonderful July 4th for those of you in the States here. And we'll see you again soon. Until next time, Mythras out.